I'm gonna cut this hair because at the end of the day, it is just hair. Okay, first, let's talk about how expensive SISTERLOCKS is. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking the link or the thumbnail that brought you here. I am so excited to have you here. My name is Ibi, and I make videos about faith, grad school, and life in between, such as this video you're about to watch. In this video, we're going to be chatting about SISTERLOCKS. We're going to be chatting about my experience so far, the pros, the cons, how I have felt. Have I wanted to take it out? Do I want to take it out now? We're going to be having all of those conversations. So if this is your thing, make sure you subscribe, like, share, all of that good stuff. Okay, so let's get into it. I got my SISTERLOCKS in November of 2020. I had gone through different phases of hairstyles. I had done the one where I was cutting my hair, I had dyed my hair. I just always felt like it is hair, so we can mess around with it and come back to the original and we will move on. It's just hair. It's really not that deep. That's how I feel. So when I decided to do SISTERLOCKS, it was just because I always liked locks. I always liked how I looked with my short locks, which basically were just me not combing my hair and then them really just knotting and becoming like locks, or me using the foam sponge thing and just like putting them, like making them look like just like twisted and look like locks. Okay, so this was my experience, and so I always just wanted to see how actual locks would look on me. So the thing is that I did not do my research well enough. What I wanted was not really SISTERLOCKS. What I wanted was like 3 times the size of the locks that I have. So I wanted them a bit bigger. But because I didn't really do my research and the person I knew had SISTERLOCKS, and I don't know, I just was like, yeah, I want SISTERLOCKS. And so I did get SISTERLOCKS. So I was like, oh my God, this is way smaller than I wanted. But then I did not mind it because, like I said, for me, it is just hair. So I ended up carrying it, and I've carried it for 2 years. So what has been my experience? So at first, and I'm going to be inserting pictures as I talk. At first, it was like, oh yeah, this doesn't look that great, but it also doesn't look bad, because I mean, I liked how I looked with it. Basically, they were really short because I had really short hair. But the thing with my hair is that it's actually very thick, so it did lock quite quickly. So I did not go through that phase where I had like those tiny locks that were like falling because maybe your hair was relaxed, you know, that phase. For me, so I didn't go through that phase, and I was lucky not to go through that phase. But I did go through the short SISTERLOCK phase, and I just rode with it. Like, it was fine. When I would do my makeup, I would still like how I looked, so I did not really care. Now, the thing though with SISTERLOCKS is that because your hair is in like a twisted state and you leave it, you're not really doing much with it. At least I wasn't trying to do too much products. I wasn't trying to manipulate the hair too much. My hair was growing very well. That could also be genetics, but I personally believe that when you don't manipulate your hair too much, it gives it room to grow. So my hair actually was growing. So imagine how it was. I put the picture right here, and now look at this in 2 years. And I mean, it's some length, you know, shrinkage and everything. But then it did grow some, and it did grow quite fast, I would say. So I enjoyed that part of having SISTERLOCKS. The part of having SISTERLOCKS that I did not enjoy though, and I'm still not enjoying, is the retightening. Oh my God. Okay, first, let's talk about how expensive SISTERLOCKS is. So for me, thankfully, I had someone doing it here, and that person was able to do it at a much reduced price, which I'm very grateful for, because I know that it was definitely a lot more expensive out there. So I did it at like a quarter of the price that it is out there. Right now, I'm seeing SISTERLOCKS average prices, and people are saying $800, $1,000, and I'm like, that's like money, like half of a car, you know, like depends on the car you're buying, but you feel me, like that is a lot of money to just spend on hair. And the problem is that the money doesn't just end when you do the installation. You need to keep retightening, and that brings me to the part I don't like. You need to keep retightening. Not only do you spend money on every retightening appointment, you also spend a lot of time. For me, my retightening is once in 2 months. I don't care what anybody say. I cannot do more, less than once in, I can't do 6 weeks, I can't do 4 weeks. We will sometimes once in 3 months, but I try to do once in 2 months. That's the only time I would have a block of say 8-9 hours to sit down and retighten my hair. So in my head, I just feel like it's like doing braids again, because some people carry their braids for very long. And so if I'm going to sit down 8 hours just to retighten, it's just like I have braids again. So it's like, was this really the best decision I could have made? Because I was doing sister locks thinking I would not need to spend too much time. Yes, I don't spend any time in the day-to-day, but you spend that bulk of say 8 hours doing the retightening at once, okay? And you also spend money every time you retighten. So I mean, averagely what I was looking at online, people pay from 60 to 100 bucks depending on how many locks you have. So if you have a big head like me, you're gonna pay more because you're gonna have to do more locks. I don't know how many locks I have. Some people do, I don't. But yeah, there's also that. Also, quite a number of people learn how to retighten, which is what I would advise you. If you want to do sister locks, I think you should maybe try to have like a natural inclination towards hair in general. That way you can do your retightening yourself at your own pace. I do not like anything hair. I hate it. Like I absolutely cannot stand doing my hair. I feel like this is such a labor of love to pick each strand and keep going up until the end. Like, no, that's not gonna be me. I feel like I would rather cut this beautiful hair than have to do that. This is just my own personality. So if you're gonna do sister locks, if you're watching this because you're considering doing sister locks, I really recommend that you at least have an inclination towards hair or towards styling your own hair, so that you can do your retightening maybe like over a stretch of 1 week. It's not for me, okay? So now the other thing with maintaining sister locks is the washes. So yes, washing natural hair is difficult because I have never really in my adult life had loose natural hair. No, I haven't. I've always cut my hair, like it's never been full and loose. So I'm not sure I know exactly everything, but I know that wash day is usually a big thing because you have to put in sections, and then you have to weave, and then you have to condition, and then like there's a lot that they do in loose natural. And safe to say you are supposed to do the same thing or close to the same thing when washing your sister locks. And I'm just like, I am not here for that. So basically you're supposed to also put your hair in sections and then wash each section, wash the roots and all of that. And then there's the thing you do with, I did something like that, put the video up here, with like apple cider vinegar and lemon. That one is to take out the build up, because usually with sister locks you have build up. I don't know how much you guys can see, but you actually have build up on your hair, and sometimes it looks like lint, where you see like the roots just have like this whitish stuff because it's twisted, so you can't really wash it properly. So it just becomes very stressful to have. I don't care about the build-ups that much anymore. See, I'm at this point in my life where I get into the shower, I put the shampoo on my hair and I wash it and I move on. And thankfully my hair actually did lock well, so I don't have problems with it like unraveling when I wash it that way. So I basically just wash my hair like usual. I don't do the whole putting it in sections thing, because it's just too much effort for me. It's just too much effort when I think about all that I am supposed to be doing to maintain these sister locks. If I was doing all of them, I would have cut the hair by now, because it would have just been too much stress for me. So yeah, these are all the things you should consider when getting sister locks. You need to figure out retightening, figure out your schedule with washes. And then the other thing is that there is not so much versatility in terms of styling. This could just be my own fault because I don't put in as much effort, because there are people who are doing the whole curling thing. They are using like rollers. They are like doing the most, basically. That's not me. I just want to stand up and go. So most times I end up looking like this, wearing my hair like this. Thank God for these hairbands. This is what is saving my life. I don't try to do too much, except when my loctician just like styles it, and then she would weave it and do all of those things, which are really cute. But then when the weave gets when it gets rough, I need to loosen it, and so I go back to my hairband. So if you get tired of a particular hairstyle, then maybe don't do sister locks, because this is your hair, is what it is. I don't care, so it works for me. Instead, I actually appreciate that I can stand up and wear a hairband and go out, and all will be well. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video so that people who are considering sister locks can think about all of these little things while considering it. Yes, I do wear wigs. I would basically braid my hair or have someone braid it, because I can't even braid my hair. So I'll have someone braid it and then wear a wig and go. So I do that sometimes. You can also try experimenting with colors. So some people would dye the tip of their sister locks, maybe gold or brown or something like that, and that makes it like look a lot better. I'm not into that. Instead, I would dye it black just to hide some of the build up. That's what I do. So yeah, that's it with this video. Honestly, just think about all of the pros and cons. Be sure that you are ready to put in the financial investment into making it look good, because at the beginning you would have to do your retwisting pretty regularly, especially if your hair doesn't lock easily. Other than all of these things I have mentioned, I think that as long as I have access to someone who can retwist my hair and I can afford to pay the person to retwist it, I'm going to keep my locks. When I stop having access to someone who can retwist it, or God forbid, I stop being able to afford to pay for them to retwist it, then I'm gonna cut this hair, because at the end of the day, it is just hair. I will cut it. I will probably just start wearing wigs again. I will do something else that will make my life very simple. I do like the fact that sister locks helps me keep my natural hair and not have to wear someone else's hair, which is basically what wigs are. I do like that, but then I would always choose being comfortable and just ease over everything else. So yeah, that's it. This video was basically me just sharing my experience in over 2 years of having sister locks. Do you relate to any of this? Do you have tips to make my life easier or better? What are your thoughts? Have you been on this journey? Do you want to start this journey? If that's you, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best on your sister lock journey or your hair journey, or whatever journey you currently are on. Okay, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.